York's classic rock, Q1043.
John Bon Jovi is with us this morning here at New York's classic rock, Q104.3. He's joining us from Florida, where he has some big event going on tonight. And I appreciate the fact that you got up early and joined us via Zoom today, John.
Well, happy to be here, my friend, and congratulations on this incredible anniversary. Your voice to rock and roll radio has been unbelievably influential, and we're grateful for everything you've done, Jim.
Well, thank you. 50 years for me, but 40 years for you.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot to celebrate as well. That's 40 years of, first is
40 years of giving you something to play.
Right. And to be fair, it wasn't those of us who were at WPLJ at the time who were responsible for first introducing you to New York radio listeners. It was one of our competitors, known at the time as WAPP, and the late Chip Hobart was DJ there, and they released a Bon Jovi song on a local artist album. And it wasn't long before every single one of the rest of us in New York jumped on board the Bon Jovi bandwagon. It was pretty quick.
Amen to that. I was fortunate enough at an early age to think, who is the most passionate but probably loneliest man in the music business? And that to me was the DJ. I remember what an influence a DJ could be to music. And I often had been considered influenced to buy records, with some of which became my favorite bands, listening to a DJ. And I was frustrated, like any other struggling artist, sending his cassettes around to any and everybody. Hadn't had many responses. Was cutting my teeth on the Jersey club scene playing original music. And I thought, why not go and play it for a DJ and see if I'm crazy? And I knew I wasn't. But fortunately for me, this brand new radio station so new they did not have a receptionist. And that was the story of how Runaway got on the radio.
And the first time that you visited with us, I was at WPLJ. And you told me that you collected our WPLJ concert buttons and patches.
Absolutely. I had those stickers on my guitar cases and in my bedroom. And it was the same deal, whether the stickers at PLJ was the presenting radio station, and Ron Delsner. This man became bigger than life because the concert, commercial would say, Ron Delsner presents, and it was one of you guys on the air talking about whoever was coming to the Garden or the Palladium or, the other venues.
Well, last Thursday, we were happy to premiere the new single Legendary, and also last Thursday at South by Southwest, you premiered the brand new docu-series called Thank You, Good Night, The Bon Jovi Story. Now that's going to be on Hulu, and people will be able to watch that on April 26th.
Yeah.
But, we've seen, some teases.
Yeah.
And it looks like a lot of fun. Was it fun making it?
Yeah, because it was a walk down memory lane, and it's also such an honest 4-part series that it was tough sometimes to take the punches in the nose, if you will. But that's what a real career is: the ups and the downs and the backs again. And in this case, we're very proud of the docu-series, and we're really excited that everyone will get to see it in a couple short weeks.
Well, it features, among others, interviews with band members past and present,
Yep.
Including Richie Sambora, and of course the great Dave Bryan, Tico Torres, and I guess the Richie part people are already talking about, as he says, "I'm excited. Are we telling the truth? Are we going to lie? What are we going to do?" Yeah. So what did he do?
He told the truth. He told the truth, and he told his truth, which, if you really want to get on the psychiatrist's couch with all of us, everybody's truths are going to be shades of what they remember best. And I have no issues with anything that anybody said in the film. There's nothing but love in the movie. but it's honest, and it's a reflection of who and what we are as boys who turned into men and are still here.
Well, you've had this job for 40 years, and part of the job requires that you deal with the fact that you're pretty recognizable anywhere that you go. And when there's a situation where people are going to a certain venue because they're going to go see Bon Jovi or John Bon Jovi, they are fully aware of who it is that they're going to be spending time with. But every now and then, people unexpectedly come face to face with you. And I saw that happen last time we were together at the Empire State Building, when large groups of tourists who were there just on a tour of the Empire State Building, and suddenly there you were right in front of them. And I got to watch the way they reacted. And it was pretty amazing to see the surprise on people's faces, and then the recognition, and their facial expression turned from shock to smiles as you just walked by. They weren't expecting to see you. You've lived with this for 40 years. Do you ever get used to it?
Well, I don't know if you get used to it or what I think of it, but it's it's part of the job. And on the other hand, it's something that I belittle, because I'm showing deep gratitude for any and everything these days. So I appreciate the impact that the music has had on so many people for decades and generations now. And here we are still releasing new records. I mean, this is my 18th album. It's incredible.
And that'll be out on June 7th, forever.
Yeah, just shortly. But we still hope that we're making the best records that we possibly can. I mean, we're still shooting for the stars. So we work very hard at it. And that recognition, I don't take it lightly, Jim. I appreciate it. It's kind. It's kind.
And the new album, Forever, takes a very optimistic tone during a time when it seems like everybody's at each other's throats. So maybe you can use, the artistry that you're able to share with the world to make people, feel alone.
With our last album, 2020, I released it into what was in essence a black hole. It was something that the entire world lived at the same moment in time, which was the COVID breakout and then the economic downturn and our all being at home and. But that record was very topical, and by some could be deemed to be dark, but it was narrative and it was truth. With that record, I was just a reporter reporting on what was going on. And I got that out of my system. With the 40th approaching, with the surgery that I've just recently been through with my vocal cords, with the archiving and the film and the new record, the result of the music on the new record, it exudes joy. I don't know that it exudes necessarily, out and out optimism, but it's truth. And more importantly, I found joy again. Just a simple pleasure of writing a song.
Well, in addition to the new album, there's a 40th anniversary reissue of the first album.
Yeah.
With bonus tracks.
And all the Atmos mixes and all this silliness. But, to put those original 24-track analog tapes up on a machine and hear everyone talking, and the extended, versions of them and different solos and arrangements of Runaway and some of the other songs was fun. I think now we're realizing that would be fun to do on some of the big hits over the years, is go and find the alternate takes of You Give Love a Bad Name or Living on a Prayer or Wanted or those songs. So I think that's sort of the fun of it for the listener.
Well, you were recently named the 2024 Music Cares Person of the Year.
Mm.
And it was a big all-star tribute to you at the LA Convention Center. Bruce was there, Shania Twain, Melissa Etheridge, Sammy Hagar, Jelly Roll, who seems to be the artist of right now.
Yeah.
It was really, really a very special evening. But the fact of the matter is, and I want our friends to know this, that through the decades that I've been acquainted with John Bon Jovi, most of my dealings with him had to do with his philanthropic activities, with the charitable work that he does, with all of the things that he does for free and sometimes at his own expense to make the world a better place. So you were certainly deserving of that great honor, John.
Oh, thank you. It was a very wonderful night to be there in the middle of the music business. You know, it's Grammy weekend. It is the Grammy affiliated foundation. It benefits musicians in need, which in essence, we're taking care of our own, as we say. And to have Bruce to my right and Paul McCartney to my left and all of those incredible artists up there singing the songs of this catalog and celebrating all the foundation's work. It was just a fabulous weekend. And we played Legendary and it wasn't even out yet. So it was good fun.
Well, doesn't it make you feel good that Paul McCartney knows who you are?
It's beyond my wildest dreams that I'm allowed to call Paul McCartney my friend. I pinch myself every day, you know, and it's surreal because all of us in some way, shape, or form are in the music business because of what the Beatles' influence was. And he knows that. And yet he's the most gracious, open-hearted, open-minded, incredible influence and role model. You know, I mean, looking at him as a role model on how to behave in public, he's Mount Rushmore. You know, I mean, he's the greatest.
And I have here a great quote from Bruce Springsteen about your music. He's John's choruses demand to be sung by 20,000 people in an arena. And you know, you may not be able to see the audience because of the lights when you're on the stage, but you can hear them singing along, can't you?
There's no doubt about that. You know, the songs have stood the test of time, and it's beyond my wildest dreams that some of these things that were written in, you know, my house or Richie's mother's basement are a part of the patchwork of American pop culture for 40 years. You know, go to a wedding or a ball game and you're gonna hear "It's My Life" or "Living on a Prayer" or one of those songs blasting out of the PA.
Well, the new single "Legendary" that came out last Thursday, and the music video as well, and the new 4-part Hulu docuseries which premiered at South by Southwest.
New York's classic rock, Q1043.